let's go ahead and maybe wrap this up. Round number 5. Let's keep it going. Let's talk about Large Professor versus Pete Rock. I'm sure all the hip hop nerds in the room, which we all are, respectfully, proudly, know. And if you didn't, it's fine. You're about to learn right now that these two giants eventually collabed a bunch of times in their career, either by co-producing and things of that nature. But from my understanding and my research today, it looks like they only appeared on one song together, where they both get the credit for doing the production on the song. They both get co-credit each, and they both rhyme on the song. So it's easy to say, you know where I'm going with this. Let's talk about who had the best verse with the Rap World by Large Professor and Pete Rock off that High School High soundtrack.
Oh.
Again, the name of the song, The Rap World. Let's talk about it. Co-produced by both of them.
The rap world today. Beloved Chin, Parlay. Section PMX Rock. Yeah, they got something to say. Coming at you with the rapture. Feel the 9 double tray. Come on. How we do it every day. What's the flavor? I represent from the East Coast, bringing the ruckus. Your style's lost, so from the mic you get tossed. I'm penetrating through your soul, son, taking drastic measures. Striving for the very treasure, living life forever. However, the soul brother still doing his thing, about to get you wide open off the songs that we sing. Your fiend from Mount Vernon to Queens, the extra P, about to set up shop and drop his next decree.
Oh, I'll break it down until the very last morsel to make you shake your torso. Also, to bring the light to what's dark like a dog on a drug bust. Know the deal when I bust. Over the track, they act, the masquerader gets sprayed by the automatic. Rhyme addict that gets dramatic. When the beast is ill, you know the real Willie will. Come on, kid, listen how we sling it like a krill.
Got drugs to cry. Got to stay strong. Got money to clothes. Got friends to hold. Projects and tax. Who knows what's next? Got love to hate. Got money to make. Come on.
Loaded SP is the bomb combo. Pete Rock together with Large, the bomb combo.
Oh, snap. I mean, what do you think about that song? Has anybody ever heard that song? Is it brand new to everybody?
I heard that song. I forgot about that song, but I definitely heard that song because that High School High soundtrack is in my rotation. So,
it is fire. Tell them, Hobo, if they don't know, you gotta let them know.
You got. If you don't know that soundtrack, you are doing yourself a very big disservice.
It's such a dope soundtrack.
It is a random 90s hip-hop soundtrack to a
parody movie.
Parody movie.
A parody movie.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is better than the movie. The soundtrack is better than the movie.
The soundtrack is way better than the movie.
Check the soundtrack out. Because someone took advantage of it. Back then, again, they're cutting budgets. I mean, they're throwing budgets around, excuse me. And someone said, well, I'm going to get the chance to make this mixtape sort of album soundtrack version thing. And they did, and it was fire. Shout out to them. Again, we're going to keep talking about it. Let's respectfully talk about this song I just played, The Rap World, produced by both of them respectfully, according to Wikipedia and every other kind of source of information I got to look up to, because I really wanted to be sure to say that they actually both get co-production side of this and find out what you guys think. The voting booth is up. Make sure you leave your vote in there right now. I want to ask the producers in the room first to step up first. Let me know in this particular round who has the best verse, because I also want your opinion on who do you think did most of the production really. So let's talk about it. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Large Professor in this one. I think Large Professor is a better MC. You know,
I second that.
Just his cadence and how he's able to freak flows and shit like that. He's just a better MC. You know what I mean?
Scan, I see you agreeing over there. Does anybody else feel the same way? And by the way, since both of you guys actually make beats, do you have any opinion, like I said, on the actual production? Can you hear their involvement separately? Like, oh, that's probably Pete doing this, or can you say maybe one's doing more than the other? Can you hear the production beat?
I think for me, if I had to pull it apart, and I've listened to this record many a time and actually have asked myself that question. So for me, if I had to dissect it that way, I would say Pete programmed the drums, and I would say possibly Large brought the sample or brought parts of the sample. by the way that it sounds because I could tell it's the SV1200, and the way that I know that Pete Rock programs his stuff, it sounds more of a Pete Rock programming drum style on that one. So that would be my take on that. What do you think, Ike?
No, I was basically going to say the same thing, but just on the other end, as far as the sample, as far as what Large Pro brought, you know what I mean? Like, you could definitely tell that that's Pete's drums, but I think just the overall feel of the track with the sample and just how it has that jazz kind of hip hop that I can't think of the particular word to put my finger on it, but I definitely feel like there was way more of an influence with the direction of the record with Large Pro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I can see that. Yeah.
Interesting. So you can hear more one or the other. But again, now you guys place your votes. Producers have spoken. Anybody else in the room want to step up?
Yeah, I would like to say that Large Pro's a better MC. Pete Rock did flow with this joint more to me. It fit him. Yeah.
Let him stand.
I know. You like that beat was catered for him to rhyme on. It's like
it might attribute to what you guys were just saying earlier. Maybe because he made the beat. Okay, Triple C. Is there anything else you want to say about that particular part of your vote right there?
No, I'm sticking to it. Sticking.
So we're saying.
Let's segue to you, Hobo. Go ahead.
We're saying, well, not we're saying, Triple C is saying that Pete Rock outrhymed anybody, somebody, anyone.
I think he sounded good. I think he sounded well on this track.
Pete Rock never sounds bad on a track. He's a producer. I mean, if he sounded bad on a track,
you don't like him rhyming, period.
Because he can't rhyme.
I wouldn't say he can't rhyme. I wouldn't.
No, he. No, what? You know. I take that back. I'll walk back my words. He can rhyme. He does not rhyme well.
Yo, shout out Black Moses said he sounds like Pete Rock when Pete Rock rhymes. It sounds like he's reading off it like a sheet, like he's reading.
Oh shit!
he said Pete Rock never rhymes with conviction. Always sounds like he rhymes.
All right. Good night.
Well, you know what, man? Go ahead. I mean, you know what though, man? I mean, he's the producer. You know what I mean? So Pete Rock has always had people go. Grand Poopa used to write some of the verses for Pete Rock. You know what I mean? So, you know, clearly that wasn't really his first thing. You know what I mean? But he as a producer, sometimes I can't rhyme. I can't rhyme.
I can't either.
But what I'm saying is that sometimes you have to reference the track, right? So sometimes, even though I know I can't rhyme, if I'm talking to an artist and I want them to spit a certain way, do something, I have to be able to still communicate to them. You know what I mean?
You know what? Pete Rock sounds good on like just the hooks.
Okay. Why do you think that?
I'm just saying, like everything he's on, like when you hear him on different songs, but you hear him on the hook, it goes well. Like, you know, The World's Yours, he was on the hook.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. What type of faking jacks he's on the hook?
I mean, Pete Rock has a good voice.
Yeah, he has a dope voice. He's just
not. And
he's just not. Yeah, he's just not like naturally MC, and that's what I was saying before about.
Right.
You can see Large Professor walking up to a cipher on the corner, like yo, boom,
right,
and then just getting into it because he has the whole feel and flow of an MC. I can see what you're saying. I agree with you all.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing about Large Professor is if you've ever met Large Professor, he speaks exactly how he raps.
That's exactly how he raps. Exactly.
Yo, what up? You know what I'm saying? You know, this is how it's going down, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's going, we go get some lunch, you know what I'm saying? Have a little snack, you know what I mean?
I've never met him, man. I've never met him. I'd love to. I'd love to.
He does talk exactly how he raps.
Oh, Jules.
I mean, I've told you. Well, go ahead, Breeze. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll say it out.
No. Actually, your question.
No, it wasn't a question. It was more or less, so the way you say he speaks, if he was to put a beat behind him, he'll be rapping while he's talking?
He's basically, I think he raps while he speaks. It's just like,
okay.
Sometimes people don't even realize it. You know, it's like,
he's
not saying
hip-hop.
Thing, but it's just the hip hop in him. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Gotcha.
But
DJ
Mytar, I didn't see DJ Mytar in the building. Shout out to DJ Mytar. Like I said, let's
hold on.
let's talk about it.
Hold on.
No. I was just gonna mention the time I actually went to Large Pro's crib when I used to live back around around the way. I actually had the chance to go to Large Professor's crib. Ayatollah, of course, shout out to Ayatollah, took me over there. You know what I mean? So I actually got to see Large Professor, his setup and work, and Large is a cool dude, man. Humble dude, cool dude. Ran to a couple of times out here, you know. So yeah, man, just a cool, just one of the dudes that production wise, him and Pete Rock have different styles, but they're both very good for whatever it is that you want to do. If you're into production,
yeah, it's true. He is, again, a lot of people actually credit Large Professor as a inspiration or someone they looked up to early in their career, off Adam's album and stuff like that as examples. And of course, the involvement in ILLMATIC and things like that. But let's say I still need hobos. I know how you feel, but I need an official vote for you on how you feel, and then we'll get Breeze's vote. So you're officially going, obviously, Large Professor.
Yes, I'm going to.
I think you just wanted to hear him say that, man.
I feel like I've spewed enough venom towards Pete Rock, and y'all gonna start thinking that I don't like Pete Rock, which is not true. I like Pete Rock a lot. I think a lot of his projects are very, very, very dope. Not just okay, very, very dope, and at least and definitely some of his most recent stuff. I just don't want to hear Pete Rock rhyme. That's all.
Majority of the time, a good hook maybe here and there.
A good hook, yes. Give me good hook, yes. Let's go. But a whole song.
So if you can stomach an 8-bar hook, maybe 8 bars, period, maybe across the song.
8 bars is probably max. I can't do not a mediocre mid-grade 16. No.
If I was Pete Rock's manager, this would be me negotiating with you right now as the artist looking for the feature. I'd say, all right, let me sell you 8 bars and then 5 ad libs that are standout ad libs.
No,
for this much money.
No, and I would say no, and I would say no because Pete ad libs on 90% of the songs that he produces on.
See, that would have been the hook too, because I would have charged you for 5 ad libs, and then he would have delivered you like 90 anyway, and you'd be like, yo, he looked out, because it cost this much for the 5. He threw like 90 of them shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's return business. You know what I'm saying?
That's if you would have caught somebody. That's if you would have caught someone who didn't know. You'd be like, yeah, I got them.
Is Pete Rock your Donald Trump, hobo? Is Pete Rock your Donald Trump or something?
Whoa.
Wow.
I don't dislike anyone like I dislike Donald Trump. So no. Let's not be disrespectful to Pete Rock, please and thanks. Pete, if you ever see this, I got your back. I'm not letting him talk about you like that. That is not okay. No.
So misleading. Cool Breeze, we're going to wrap things up with you real quick. When we're talking Large Professor versus Pete Rock, we talked about the best verse on the rap world, produced by both of them, off that High School High soundtrack. Who do you got?
Large P, man.
Going with the Large Professor. Speak on it.
No, well, I just think that, that particular beat, anytime you listen to both of these guys, their voices are very distinct, so they're going to stand out. But I think Large Professor had a little bit more power on that song as far as more presence on that track than Pete Rock, I feel. So I'm going to go with Large P on that.
Fair enough.
Joe Herder makes a great point. Joe Herder, he basically says Large Professor is an MC who was a producer that would jump on his track. So he's an MC first. And that's, kind of like what everybody was doing to, like what Ike was saying. We know that that's the reason why the flow was going to be a little bit better coming from Large.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. When we're talking about round number 5, we decided to ask who had the best verse on the rap world off that High School High soundtrack. Dope soundtrack. Check it out if you don't know about it. And while it wasn't one-sided, but very much heavily sided, it went towards Large Professor with his production, technically his production and verse, or half production and half verse, on the rap world, giving Large Professor a win on round number 5. Doing the tally in the voting booth It looks like we officially had a tie at the end of the night. The tie, so you know what that means.